Here's a special treat for you. The Vulcan Orienteering Club hosted the World Games last summer, and they put on the women's and men's WRE courses so that we could go over and try them. And I'm doing the green, the women's course. It was long enough for me. There's your first leg. That's 5 meter contours on this map. So yeah, 5 contour climb just to get to the first one. I guess some of the men elite runners ran around this spur, but yeah, I went ahead on up. And this is a middle distance course. For the women, it's 5.7 kilometers with 265 meters of climb. That's more than I like to do since I am, an old man. But I'm going to give it my best shot. Of course, it was hot. This is September 17th, 2022. So basically, I come over, count re-entrance till I find my bag. This next leg is also kind of short. Now, this is a middle distance. So you're going to have short legs, lots of direction changes, and fast decision making. That's the way the middle distance courses are set up usually. And you'll see that here in a minute, but yeah. So basically counting contours again and trying not to do more climb than I have to. This is going to be a long day. Down into number 2. Now here's your leg to number 3. The thing that's always helped me when orienteering at Oak Mountain are the saddles. If you can, well, once you start looking for saddles, you see them everywhere on these maps. And they are good route choices, minimizes your climb. And they're easy to see in the winter time, not so easy to see in the summer. This would be early fall here in Alabama, so there's plenty of leaves still on the trees. So yeah, I go through that saddle, down the re-entrant, through all the fallen trees. It was very open even for September. Oak Mountain's a great place to orienteer, especially up in the northeastern section of this little map. Very complicated. Now you see, you can see coming up all these direction changes and short legs. This will really screw you up if you don't pay attention. It'll really ruin your average speed. Into number 3, and there, number 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right there all together. So you got to keep things straight. My idea was to contour along the side of that hill, go down the right side of that next spur, and find the dot knolls. And for this one, of course, now I've got to cross. There's a trail there, but it's not especially helpful. Got to cross back over this big reentrant and hopefully go up the other one in the right spot. But there's a reentrant that leads you down the first one and another smaller reentrant that leads you up the next one. Crossing the trails, going up the stream. Video's lagging a little behind the map maybe. And up to the control. Now another turn. This is a contour along until you get there. And I didn't exactly read the description correctly. I saw a hill, some side of a hill, so I went around it. I should have gone up a little earlier. Went around the hill till I found it, basically. Now, another turn. And there's spurs and reentrance that are going to guide you up there, if you can manage to get up there. Yeah, 5-meter contours, so none of these hills are easy. I'm going up the spur, keeping the reentrant off to the side. I can see it over there, so it's sort of leading me up there. There's no way to avoid going over that last contour, really. Spur on the other side and then down in. And we're still up here in this area. Now in this case, yeah, that's a trail. So I decided to go down and take that trail. I usually like to climb, get the climb over early, but in this case it wouldn't have helped any. And that would have been a little extra climb anyway. So I get on the trail and go around and climb at the end. Now, the reason I don't like to climb at the end is because then you're tired and brain dead and starved for oxygen trying to climb at the end and may not actually find the control. In this case, yeah, you got to read that description because it's the reentrant on the other side of the little spur of the saddle. Another short leg to finish up this sequence up in here. Still pretty straightforward. Down, cross, the bottom of the reentrant, go up the next hill, but don't go to the top of the hill. Bear off to the left. Yeah, it's hot, very hot. Down into the reentrant. All right, now, finally something a little longer. Count the saddles, lots of them in here. So I'm going to go down into the big reentrant, and yeah, I'll keep in mind that you've got to go up the correct one. Let's see if it is still a little bit green. Can be hard to see. But everything was very open here. Go down, find that trail, go up the trail, across the saddle, yes, another saddle, into the next big thing. And here I got confused on the map because I'm seeing what looked like a trail, but was it a stream, intermittent stream, old road? I don't know. I wasted time trying to figure that out when I should have been using my brain power for something else. Thinking. Where the hell am I? Is that a trail or a stream? Or where'd the trail go? Yeah, I was wasting time. Saddle. So there's a saddle just before 10. And it's not in the reentrant to the right, to the left that you think it is. It's over the spur and in the next one. I saw somebody else up here looking around. I think I snuck by them at that time. All right, 10 to 11, a nice long leg in here. Joe told me that a bunch of the elite men went down by the sewage treatment plant around that way. That most of the elite women pretty much went the way I went, which was to string together the saddles, cross the spurs. I was just, feeling it about this time. Been out over 30 minutes, and the heart rate is pegging at the top, buddy. 150s. Not good. So up and over this one and through this saddle. And my plan was to go through that saddle north of number 2, which I did. And I'm thinking the whole time, don't go to 2, don't go to 2. You've got to go to, 11? And still, when I got over there, 2 was just drawing me. That circle was just drawing me in. But I managed not to go up there. I wasted time looking for this old trail, climbing through dead trees. Never did see it exactly. I'm still too high. If I had looked up there, I could have seen number 2, I'm sure, but I didn't look. So I'm going through the next saddle where there's a trail. Cross that trail. I think I did go down the trail just a bit. Yeah, going down the trail just a bit. And then around the end of that spur, cross the next re-entrant and up. And there should be a pit up there. So there's a lot of very small decisions that you have to make as you go along here, which makes this a great place to orienteer. And this control was not visible until I actually got there. This sequence of 2 controls, it's an on-on. Keep going in the same direction. You know, I never did see that trail. I finally crossed it again in here somewhere. But it wouldn't have helped me a whole lot. Just reading the contours. Go around this one. The trail should be right there, but I didn't see it. Whatever. I think I did run into it finally. I was too low. I had to go up. Yeah, and this number 13. Yeah. I should have run very quickly down this re-entrant, but I was flagging by this time. What was it? 46 minutes at this point. So run quickly for me, which would be a slow jog for everybody else. But I finally got down there, crossed the stream. It was very slow going up the other side, I'm telling you. Steep, very steep. And this control was not visible either until you got right there. All right. Yeah. I saw a lake. Thinking, we must be getting close to the finish. Not. I did not want to do any more climbing at this point. Although, 50 minutes, there's still lots of climbing left to do. So I decided I'm going to go down and run along that lake. Surely there's a fisherman's trail or something I can follow. Looks like there's something on the map. It's just never easy. So I found my little fisherman's trail. I figured, well, when it gets towards the end and I can see the top of the spur, I'll cut over and go up to the upper trail. And, I'll have another contour climb, but at least I'll cut off some distance. I got up there, found the trail, went down the trail, and then I had a brain fade. I'm thinking, why is there a road there? I'm not supposed to cross the road. No. You do cross the road. Oh well. And then I didn't want to take that squiggly trail, extra distance. So I went off and went up the spur. I did touch the trail a couple times though. Cutting across the switchbacks. That's bad. Yeah, I felt like I was on the Appalachian Trail, going up these steep sections. There's always more climb. All right, now this section, this looks weird, but this is where the spectator controls would be for the world ranking event, the World Games. No spectators down there cheering me on though. So it's straight down as quickly as possible, out to the road. And some of this would be flagged for the elite runners. I'm sure some of it was, but no flagging for me. Through the parking lot. That's not my truck, although it looks like it. I could not figure this map out here. I'm thinking, what? Green, yellow? Where's the control? And I missed it to the right and had to come back. And this one, yeah, this would be where the spectators are, down in here, to watch the runners go by. And that 16/21 means this control is used twice. It's number 16 and it's number 21. And about this point, I started to realize that, no, I'm not getting ready to finish. I've got to go back out into the woods again. I couldn't understand this clue either. It was paved area. I kept thinking, that's a building, but there's no building there. Yeah, so you see, here's another loop, middle style loop through the woods, just to be sure that you're not tired enough. And this would have been flagged for the elites so that they had to go this way instead of through the parking lot. We'll cross over, start up the trails. There's something odd up in here, little shelters or something built on stilts. Anyway, I jumped up to the upper trail. This is one of those controls where you could see it way up there, but you're thinking, crap, I gotta walk all the way up there to get that thing. Up 3 more contours. You can see it a long way off. Here's your last big leg, 18. And there were some more options here. I could have gone lower down and then climbed at the end. But I figured I'll just go along here and then go up through that reentrant, really steep one with the little squiggly trail. Trying to find a place to cross here without getting hurt. And this was undoubtedly the steepest section. I mean, I was hands and knees trying to get up this trail. I was tired. What have we got here? 74 minutes. Yeah. I was hoping to do this whole thing in maybe 75 or 80 minutes. That's not going to happen. Climb, 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 climb. Finally, when I get to the top of the spur, I shear off to the right. I'm going to contour along the rest of the way without doing too much unnecessary climbing. So I'm on about the right contour at this point. So yeah, let's just follow it as if it were a trail. Try not to go up or go down. Of course, the control is at the bottom of the ditch, the lower end. I was up too high. And then I had to go down, losing some of that elevation I worked so hard for. And yeah, we're headed home now. Number 19. One more bit of climbing over things. And there's no way out of this. There's no point in getting on that trail down there. That would just be a waste of time. Just going to have to go over that extra contour and down the other side. Now, yeah, decision. I need to get down there by the road, parking lot. It crossed my mind that I should just go to the pavement because then it would be a lot less climbing. I'm sure that road is not climbing up and down these hills. But I went down the spur, got on the lower trail. The lower trail wasn't too bad. It's crossing form lines. But any bit of climb at this point was killing me. Out to the parking lot. And now we've got to get to the finish. We're going back to that same spectator control, the 16/21. If you ever see that on a course, don't get confused. It's control 16 and control 21. So you've got to go back and punch it again. This would be setting up the elite runners so that they can run past the spectators to get to the finish. And they would probably have all this stuff flagged for them. So they wouldn't be actually navigating. But once you get here, then you've got to figure out, well, in my case, I have to figure out now how to get to the finish. And it wasn't clear at least from the way I was looking at the map, that there was a bridge over there. But yeah, it looks clear now. I can see that, yeah, there is a bridge. I was just counting on there being a bridge. That weird thing with the blue circle is a swimming pool. It's basically just finding some way to get past the swimming pool. Across, yeah, there's a bridge. Hooray! And to the finish. Yeah, so here's the display that Control gives you, the Control app. And you see it's color coded. So the green is where I'm moving fast, the orange and the red are where I'm not. You can pretty much count any hill as being orange and red. So my time was 90 minutes, 41 seconds. Pace average for the distance I ran was 12 minutes, but course pace was 16, close to 16. Yeah. Thanks for listening. Yeah, so not my best effort, but pretty good for the distance and the heat and the climb. And thanks to VOC for doing this. It was great to run the same course as the elite runners and visit a lot of the same controls and see the updated map. And thanks to Joey and Ann for putting this on.